Good evening, everybody. My name is Bill Kanzinger, and I do the technology instruction here at Cape Fear Academy. First of all, I'd like to apologize for not being here tonight. My middle daughter, Megan, is going up to college, and I'm in Baltimore right now dropping her off. Very much like to be here with you tonight, but I guess this will have to do for right now. First, I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm married. My wife, Cheryl, works here at Cape Fear Academy. She's the assistant to the technical director and the assistant to the drama director, as well as the costumer for the middle school and upper school shows. My daughter Ellen is a junior now at Washington and Lee. She graduated from Cape Fear Academy in 2014. My daughter Megan, as I said, is going to be a freshman at Loyola of Maryland. She's a graduate of Cape Fear Academy, class of 2016. My son Eric is currently in 11th grade here at Cape Fear Academy. As for myself, this is now my 14th year at Cape Fear Academy, my 25th year as a teacher. I graduated from the College of Worcester in 1992, got my master's degree from Kent State University in 1997, and here I am now. So among the different responsibilities that I have here at Cape Fear Academy, I am the Fine Arts Chair. In addition to that, I teach Future Minds, which is sort of a STEM-based class to the lower school, grades 1 through 5. Here in the middle school, not only do I teach 3D design and graphic design, but I also have Game Design 6 and Game Design 7 and 8. I also teach a robotics class at the high school, a class called Intro to Technology and Design, and a Design and Presentations class, all at the high school level. So let's talk about graphic design. What are your students going to be doing this semester when they come into my class? Well, first of all, they're going to be learning Photoshop. So Photoshop is sort of that industry standard when it comes to photo manipulation. And we're going to be able to do all kinds of really cool things with Photoshop. In fact, our first project that we worked on just last week was taking two animals and morphing them together into one. Sometimes, in some cases, even three animals and morphing them into one. So I've seen lions with wings, I've seen panda bears with giraffe legs and a bear head, all kinds of really creative, funny things. We then drop them into a new background, and we give them funny names, and we add some effects like shadowing and beveling into our projects, and really make things kind of fun and exciting. The first few projects that we do in graphic design are going to be built sort of on taking Photoshop and getting familiar with it, getting comfortable with it, so that when I later on give some more advanced assignments, we're not worrying about going back to the basics. We're doing that right now. As the semester goes on, we're going to move away from saying this is how you do this in Photoshop and this is how you do that in Photoshop, and we're going to start talking about graphic design principles. And really examining when you lay something out, you're doing everything for a reason. You're not just putting this here and throwing that down there and bringing all this stuff in over here. There's a purpose to everything that you do. And so we'll talk about things like alignment and proximity and repetition and contrast, and bring those design principles into their actual projects. And one of the things that I'm going to be grading on is not necessarily their artistic interpretation, but are they able to use the principles? And I also ask them that when they submit their projects, they write a little write-up and say, this is how I used this principle, and this is how I used that principle, so that I know that they kind of understand what exactly it is that they're doing in the class. So we've got a number of projects that we're going to be working on, and we'll be able to use not only Photoshop, but we also have a large format printer on campus, in fact right in my room. And what we can do is we can print posters on that, we can print banners on that, and you might have seen some of the posters or banners that we have done here on campus. We can go about 2 feet wide, and if I've got a roll of paper in there, the rolls of paper are 150 feet, so if I could technically do a banner that's 2 feet wide and 150 feet across. Wouldn't want to do that, that might take a while to print, but anyway, we have that kind of ability that once the students create their project, they can go ahead and print it out, and if it's something like a poster, they can bring that home with them. We even have some poster paper that we can start printing on. It's photo paper that's about 13 inches by 19 inches. It delivers a really crisp, sharp image. And for the students, that's really exciting to be able to create something on the computer, but then actually have a physical print of that they can take home and keep with them. From time to time, we do projects for the school community itself. So Miss Avery has reached out to us in the past and said, can you have a middle schooler design the poster for the middle school musical? We have had Mrs. Hatfield up in the upper school. She has come to us and said, can you make posters that advertise the fall festival? And so we will do that. We will put that stuff, we'll make that part of the assignment. The students will have to use the different design principles that we've talked about, and throw that in as they're designing as well. I do have a website. I don't want to put the don't want to say what it is because it's one of those ridiculously long Google sites. But if you go to that site, as the projects are completed, I will post everybody's project on that site as well. So not only can you see what your student is doing, but everybody can kind of see what everybody else is doing and start to share and collaborate ideas and say, boy, I really liked how you did that. Can you tell me how you did that? I'm a big believer in working together. If you're doing something really cool, you should be honored if somebody says to you, can you show me how to do that? Instead of being like, oh, that's cheating, I can't let you copy off of me. It doesn't work like that in the real world. If I have a problem here at school, I'm not really on my own. I can reach out to another teacher. So I encourage that in my classroom as well. That it's not just you. You guys are a team and you're working together to bring out the best in each other. So I encourage that kind of communication, that kind of dialogue, and oftentimes you will find in my class that if a student has a problem, I will ask the student next to them, hey, can you show so-and-so how to do what you just did, and give them that teaching moment. I think that's a great way to learn, is if you can actually teach. So there'll be a lot of that kind of collaboration going on in my classroom as well. Just want to let you know as well that I have an open door. Please feel free to come in at any time. Even if I'm teaching and you want to observe what we're doing, I have no problem with that. Email me if you have any questions, problems, concerns, anything good, anything bad. I like feedback. It makes me a better teacher. It makes my class better if I know how things are being received. So even if something seems really small and trivial, please feel free to send me an email before it gets bigger and starts to blossom out of control. Anyway, again, I apologize for not being here tonight. I really wish I could see you all, but feel free anytime to come in. I'll be happy to talk graphic design. I'll be happy to talk 3D design, or if your student's thinking about doing one of the game design classes in the second semester, I love talking about that stuff too. Have a great night, and we'll see you later.